Hello YouTubers, this is ManofSteel4889 and today I'm going to do an overview of my old phone. This is an iPhone 3G. This isn't a review, it's just a quick overview, take a look at it, looking at some of the more obsolete phones. And I actually kind of feel a little upset considering this is an obsolete phone. This is actually my second iPhone 3G. And the first one I purchased was actually in February of 2009, and the second one in December of 2009. And mind you, from not even a year in between from when I first got it, and I understand that when I got my iPhone 3G, it wasn't when it first came out. But think about it. February, that's the second month of the year, and then all of a sudden, 10 months later, already the iPhone 3GS had come out. And, you know, it's kind of strange when you think about it that it only takes less than a year for the newer thing to come out, the new best thing, or the new upgrade. But then again, that just means technology is leaping forward and so on and so forth. Now, like I said, this is my second one. I actually lost my first iPhone 3G in the mall the day before the iPhone 3GS came out. And through a loophole in my contract, I was able to get this one about a little less than a year later, at no extra cost, for an upgrade fee. And I didn't lose my early upgrade, so I was still able to upgrade to the iPhone 4 about a week ago. So I think the only flaw is that I ended up having to pay an additional $10 a month because I actually opened up a second line to do it. But I just transferred my SIM card over and so on and so forth. So let's get back to it. Now, I actually kept the box for both my iPhones. The iPhone 4 and the iPhone 3G, both my 3Gs actually. So this is the original box it came out of, it's nice. Let's open this up really quick. And there's the phone. Now this phone, like I said, this is the one I got in December. Just pop it out like that. Now, this is the phone I got back in December. And for a phone that's less than a year old, it's working perfectly fine, but then again, it's less than a year old. But this thing has seen a lot of hell. If you look at the back, especially right under where it says iPhone, it's been scraped up a bit. I mean, you don't really feel it, but you can see it. And that's because this thing has been dropped on every known sort of pavement that you can think of. Granite, tile, wood, just a regular street pavement, the dirt. I mean, this thing has hit the floor and still kept on ticking. I even still have the warranty on it, the Apple Care you get, the 1 year when you get it from AT&T, and I haven't used it yet. This phone has literally no problems hardware-wise. Software, it's still the 3G, and it's still running a lot slower than the 3GS or the iPhone 4, but it's not too bad. You'll actually see in a second what I mean. Now, if I were to compare my iPhone 4 with it, the iPhone 4 is a lot faster when it comes to turning on. But as you can see, my battery is actually dying. Yeah, it's only got 20% because I haven't charged this phone in forever. Let's see, dismiss. Now, as you can see, let me just lower it. I have no service because like I said, about a week ago, I switched over to the iPhone 4, and what they did was they turned off my phone in the process. And, they didn't really turn it off, they just killed the SIM card. But then again, even without the SIM card, this is still an iPod Touch that happens to have a camera. 3-megapixel camera, if I'm not mistaken. Probably am. If people watch this video, which I doubt they will, but if they do, they'll probably comment and correct me on everything I do. But yeah, it's still an iPod Touch. I mean, without the SIM card, without AT&T's, supposedly shitty data service that they offer, their shitty reception, which, by the way, I live in Tampa, or a place close to Tampa called Riverview, and I've never, ever had a problem. Like, not one. Can't think of a single issue I've had. My bars have never dropped below 3 if I was out in the open. The only time I've ever lost reception is at my job, where the break room is in a concrete area of the store. That's the only time. And no phone gets reception there. It's a literal dead zone. But honestly, and the internet's still pretty fast. I could do a quick thing of the Safari right here. Now the phone might die because it's, it's an iPhone that's about to die. That's got like 20% battery, as you saw, but you can see it just loads up. I believe this is Yahoo. It loads up pretty fast, even on my Belkin G wireless router, which is a piece of shit router anyway. It still loads it pretty fast. I mean, it was still able to search and so on and so forth. Now, because it doesn't have the SIM card, you can't make phone calls, you can't text. But that just means you can't make phone calls and you can't text using AT&T's network. You can use the Wi-Fi and download Skype and make phone calls. Or you can download the AIM or Yahoo or Windows Live Messenger and send text messages. It's that good. Now, processor-wise, this phone came out before the gigahertz processor phones were like coming out. I mean, not even the iPhone 3GS is a gigahertz. I believe it's like 650 megahertz, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. And it still goes by fast. But my biggest concern, and I've noticed this with the iPhone 4 that they fixed, and I am going to do an iPhone 4 review right after this one, is this. Let's say I play Tetris, right? Tetris takes forever to load. Tetris screen. Loading. 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 Still loading. 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 Still loading. Under a minute, but still a long ass time. Now think about that. You're loading all that, right? And you're playing the level. Let's say you skip to level 15, which is what I do. I just go to a 15 level Tetris because there's no real save game area. You get to it, and then in the middle you get a text message. Well, one, it freezes your game when you get a text message to the point where you can't move a block, but the game is still running. So it takes about a second and a half for it to realize, oh crap, you have a text message, let's stop the game. And when it stops the game, it pauses it, and then lets you know you have a text message. So you have to go and click on the text message, you go to it, you finish it. Can't go back to that app, you go right back to the main screen, which is right here. Oh shit, I'm stuck. Damn it, go right back to Tetris screen, click on Tetris again, wait for it to load again, and then again, start your game. Now, it does have a continue thing, but at the same time, it's a pain in the ass, because most people don't send one text message, unless it's like, you know, bitch, leave me alone, I'm playing Tetris. In which case, you're not going to have that person talk to you for a while, and then you are playing. Even if you're polite about it, they're still going to send you a text message back. And it's a pain in the ass. But all in all, this is a great phone that, both times I've had it combined, both phones, about a year, and I love it. But it's still a few flaws with it. For example, the multitasking was a pain in the ass. I actually got this phone's software, had pissed me off twice. It completely erased everything off my phone just from going on to my computer and updating it. The update erased everything, and it pissed me off to no end. And it happened twice. And both times, I had made the mistake of not backing up my iPod, or my iPhone rather, for quite literal months. And it is just an awful pain in the ass. I've never had that problem with my iPhone 4, but again, I've only had it for a week. I've never had that problem with my iPod Touch. So, you know, all in all, it's an excellent phone. Like I said, it's not a review, it's just pretty much a look back at my phone, my old phone, which I am planning on selling, but unless you live in the Tampa area, that's the only way I'm really going to sell it, because I'm not shipping it anywhere. It's just too much money. But yeah, next I'm going to be reviewing my iPhone 4, and that's an actual review. So just stay tuned. It'll be up within the hour, probably right after this one. Alright? Stay tuned.